yogis, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Julia, this is Julia Marie Yoga, and we are going to take care of a little home flow today. What I have planned for us is just lots of spacious opening right here in your beautiful heart. Yeah, so to find this opening, we're going to rely on the strength, the grounding of our legs. We're going to cultivate some belly fire, some strength in our center, so that yes, we can create this beautiful scaffolding for our heart to sit open and wide and ready to go. So when we think about heart opening classes, breaking it down to the physical benefits, we're thinking about posture. We're thinking about balancing out your front side and your back side. We have so much of this going on, right, in our day, our driving, our texting, our typing, and that's good work, right? We have to go live our day, but we can use this practice to kind of balance out some of that. But then also when we think of a heart opening or a chest expansion or a back bending experience mentally and emotionally, and we kind of start to peel open, that gives us a sense of confidence when we're standing. We're not just standing firm and strong, we're standing firm, strong, and open. And this is the kind of warm, likable, friendly, compassionate confidence, right? So we're standing grounded, we're standing strong, we're standing open. And it might even be hands open, our arms open, like I'm gonna give you a squeeze, I'm gonna give you a hug, but I am standing in it, right? I'm standing open in it. And that's the kind of experience we wanna feel, right? We wanna feel ready for our day, ready to take on the day, but not necessarily ready for a fight. Instead, we're ready and open, ready to take on our day with arms broad, to squeeze on in and hug what's coming towards us. So that's what we're gonna get going on in our mat today. That's just a little taste. This practice is a taste, giving us the idea of how can we feel and be off our mat too, right? We can be strong, we can be confident, we can be open and compassionate, and we can have really, really great balance in our body. So that's what we have on deck. A block can be handy. If you don't have a block, that is fine. There's plenty of other ways to work around these poses. And let's start in easy pose. Crisscross yoga socks, yeah? All right. Let your heart come high. Soften your mouth. So often our teeth are sort of stuck together all day. Our tongue might be sealed onto the roof of our mouth. Let your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. Yeah. Let the palate, the soft palate in the back of your mouth actually lift up. It almost may feel like you had a light bulb go off, a little ding, a little surprise, right? A lift right on up through your crown. And then take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, inhale. Open up, send it out. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out. And then just a standard, even tone of breath in and out. Drip your fingertips down to your yoga mat. Your eyes can stay closed or you can open them. And on your in-breath, circle your arms up overhead. Feel your shoulder blades wrap to your outer armpit, that little rotation of your scapula. Your pinky fingers spiral in and up. Good, base of your neck stays relatively soft, right? We don't want our shoulders to be earrings. And then seal your palms together, gaze up, and then Drop your thumbs to your sternum and lift the skin of your sternum right on up to your thumbs. Good, and then let your fingertips heavy on down. Inhale, this time scoop it forward, reach it up, palms touch overhead, and then drag the thumbs down to the sternum as the sternum lifts up to the thumbs. And then fingertips get heavy, draw the belly in, and then sweep and scoop it forward, lift to your chest, seal your palms. Exhale, thumbs all the way down to your sternum. Lift your sternum right back up into your thumbs. Good, so you feel all of that stability that comes from the core strength. Let that energy come up to the heart as well. So heart stays open, chest stays open, collarbones are wide. Good. And then this time, circle your arms up overhead. Keep all of that length you've cultivated and take your fingertips behind your back. Loop your shoulder heads back, so I'll turn so you can see this. Loop your shoulder heads back first, then press your knuckles down. And for a lot of us, we are able to maybe touch the ground behind us. If that feels far, this is a place where a block or a book or anything that brings the ground a little higher to you can be of use. So loop the shoulder heads back, drive your knuckles back, and they come away from your tush. You can use your thumbs to sort of scoop the block around until you find the place that you need it. Now this is where the anchor down comes from. So leg bones are heavy, and then lift the belly button in and up. Let that energy wave come all the way up to your heart. Press your shoulder blades into the back of your heart like a shelf. Back of the neck is still long. I'm not crunching down. I'm lifting up. So as my gaze comes up, comes from stability, strength, and lift. Yeah. Then release the grip a little bit. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands come behind you. You might even put your fingertips right behind the block if it's there. Lift all the way up into a reverse tabletop. Press into your feet, bring your hip points up, belly button up, then gaze to the ceiling. Breathe all the way in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Traction the heels of your hands and your finger pads towards your heels of your feet, and then traction the heels of your feet towards your hands. You feel that back chain response. One more breath in. Open up, send it out. Hips come down. And then put the weird leg in front. So you're going to immediately kind of want to cross in the way that you usually do. Cross the other way. It may almost feel like your hips are trying to speak a foreign language when you do this, but just try it on, yeah? And then sweep your arms up overhead, inhaling. Hands come behind you. Interlace your fingers, put the weird thumb on top so it should feel like you're holding hands with a stranger. You can use the block, or you can use the ground to anchor down. We don't anchor down to collapse. We want to cave into the center of the earth. Instead, we're finding that root, that strong root to grow, grow, grow. Feel that spinal wave, and then the heart can sit up top like it's on a little shelf. And the next day is long, so as you open your heart, you open the throat. It's from an experience of getting taller, getting longer. Yeah, not caving in, not collapsing in. Big open space. Good, and then release the fingers, sweep them up, inhale. Hands circle behind you, plant your feet, second set. And feel that squeeze of the heels and the hands towards one another. Lift your hips, lift your chest, lift your gaze, open mouth. Inhale. H-A, ha. Inhale. Ha. Hips come down. Cross your ankles in front of you. And then rock forward. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Soak your shins and your palms right on down into your yoga mat. And then broaden your chest forward. Lift the back of your skull in line with your spine. And soften your knees, your elbows. Soften your elbows so that you can kind of spin the creases of your elbows forward. and down. So just getting a little bit of play there, yeah? And then use that. Inhale to cow pose. Heart moves forward. And then at the end range of the motion, straighten out your elbows. Same idea for cat. Soften the elbows through your transition. Wave the back of the heart up to the ceiling and then press the ground away. Soft elbows. Inhale. Come through all the way to your cow. The exhale takes you back to cat. Push the ground away. Good. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. One more time, cow. One more time, cat. Then lengthen to neutral spine. Reach your right arm up. And a little breath to movement on your exhale. Cross it under until you're almost empty of air, and then reverse it. Inhale, right back up. Right fingers to ceiling. Then exhale to twist. Thread the needle all the way under, then reverse it. Unwind, reach up, fill with air. Exhale, thread the needle, come all the way through. Last time, reach up all the way till your lungs are full. Exhale, thread the needle and land. Shoulder, cheek, ear on the yoga mat. Take your left hand up. Good. And now pop up to your fingers and kind of like thing on the Addams Family. Lift your elbow to the ceiling, trying to hollow out this armpit. And then walk your fingertips like you're putting on a little crown. Right above your head. Hips stay high. Don't worry about trying to force your hips to square or any of that stuff. Hips sway and move as they need to. Hollow the armpit back and direct your elbow up and feel that deep stretch. Good. Left hand comes under the shoulder. Then push the ground away. Inhale, unwind. Right fingertips go up. Touch down, exhale. Left side. Lift your left lung and left fingertips all the way to the ceiling. And then it's that twist, breath to movement, thread the needle until you're down and empty. Then reverse it, inflate your lungs, reach your left fingertips up. Exhale, twist and twist and twist. Then reverse it, unwind, inhale and reach. Exhale and twist until you're empty of air. Inhale, unwind and reach. Exhale, twist all the way through. Reverse it, unwind and reach. Exhale all the way through till you land. Shoulder down, cheek down, ear down. Extend your right arm forward, pop to fingertips, then bend your elbow and start to walk your fingertips above your crown. Hollow out your armpits. You can notice when that happens, what I'm doing is hugging that scapula back, but also lifting the elbow. So hug back, lift. Push into your finger pads. Feel that stretch deep in your shoulder and armpit. Good. Right hand comes underneath your shoulder. Anchor into the ground so that you can rise up, reach up, left fingertips all the way to ceiling. Then touch down to ground. Plant starfish hands right on the yoga mat. Tuck your toes and then bend your knees. Bend your knees. Broaden your chest and let your elbows come towards the earth a little bit. So you're going to find some of this pounce. We're strengthening this area that we're also going to open so you're balanced. Yeah. So find a little bit of that. Maybe you move back and forth just to find the stability, the strength. Take one more breath. And then it's downward facing dog. Bring some softness, some fluidity into your joints. Maybe you pedal side to side, wag your hips a little bit. Find strong, grounded earth energy in your arms. Front lumbar draws in just a little bit so you can lengthen your spine. Press your upper thigh bones back and let your heels drop towards your yoga mat. Good. And then spike your heels up high and come into that squat position. This time though, the elbows are going to stay long and you're just going to squat the knees. Just going to squat the knees.
And then shift both of your heels over to the right and push down through your left hand. So we're getting this really big side body stretch all the way through the left line, the left seam of body. Stay strong in your hands. You're going to need to cultivate upper body, some chest, and some core strength so you can continue to push the ground away. Then inhale, swivel back through the center, heels go high. Exhale, drop your knees low and start to spin. Heels to the left, butt stays elevated as your knees bend, and then push the ground away through your right hand. Feel the right seam of your body stretch and expand from hip crease to rib cage to armpit. Yes. And then inhale, heels swivel high, high, high like you have stiletto shoes on. And then press your heels low. Let your neck be long in between your arms. Use some of that energy of the bent knees to wave from the ground on up. So soften the knees and then push forward. Back of the heart domes as you transition. So let it dome up towards the ceiling and then broaden the chest. Lift the back of your skull up in line with your upper back. Energize your heels back, heart forward. And then soft knees, a little push. And come all the way down to belly. Pelvis can touch down first so that your shoulder heads can loop back. That way your shoulders don't ever really have to dip below your elbows. And then swim your fingertips up off your yoga mat. Let your head be soft for a moment. Click your toenails down and then come to spider cobra. So middle back first, upper back, then your neck gets long. Exhale, wave that back down. 2 more times. Inhale, neck is last. Let your brain suction up to the ceiling. Exhale all the way down. Last time, lift all the way up. Neck grows the wave of the spine, and then dip your left shoulder down. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto the back. Let your ear get heavy. Inhale, legs still stay strong. They're a reference point for your spine to grow. And then anchor and twist right shoulder down, ear down, heavy. And then inhale. The inhalation helps bring you up. Maintain some spaciousness for your spine so you're not really collapsing into spinal joints. The breath in is like the airbag. And then as you exhale, you push back. Child's pose. Child's pose. Child's pose with wider knees so that your belly can rest between your thighs. Soft elbows. Plant your forehead. Few big breaths into the back body. Good. Use your next breath in to rise up. Wave the spine long from tail, back of heart, then neck. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So again, you can always find a little bit of that front lumbar engagement. Ribs slightly knit in so that you can push into the hands. Good. And then lift the heels. Swivel your heels to the right. This time with the bent knees, you're in the squatty side plank position. Peel your left arm up, left arm up. So it's bent knees, almost like bent knees side plank. And then let this front heel kind of scooch in so that you can cross your ankles. The toes are down, then open up the knees, top hand to the base of your skull. Lift and dome your top ribs, and then exhale, hug. Elbow to elbow. Inhale, open up. Legs are grounded, loaded, happy to hold you so that you are free. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach it up, unravel the left arm, then touch down. Spin, spin, spin. Reach your right leg up. Reach your right leg up. Open your hip, drop your heel to your butt, but stay grounded in your right hand. Broaden your chest. Then inhale, right leg goes long. Soften both knees so you can come through. Step. Back knee down. Back of the heart leads you. Anjaneyasana. Frame your ears with your arms. Root down into your back shin and your front heel so you can lift up the spine. Circle your right hand onto your left wrist. Continue to grow the side of your waist. And then tip. And then right here is another place where a block would be handy. So if you notice, I'm kind of dumping down, place a block under your right hand, lift up. Good, and then circle back up. Exhale, hands down. Place both hands to the inside of your right leg. Hop your right heel forward. Flex your right toes to your face, especially this pinky toe. Imagine you have a little string around it, and you can actually pull it back to your outer right hip. Draw the chest forward, right? So we're leading with our heart. We're staying open to it. We're moving into the heat. Open, arms wide open, compassionate, ready to go, ready to hug whatever's coming towards us, yeah? And then tuck the back toes, soften your front knee, and stay low, stay low, stay low, and then push, push. So you push from the left leg to elevate your knee up off the ground. Let this be the anchor for your spine to wave forward. Ground your left hand. So the back leg stays anchored. Heart undulates, waves forward, so then you can twist from spaciousness, belly, heart, and then seal the shoulder blades onto the back ribs. Open your top palm wide. And do that little wave again. So you anchor back through the back leg, draw the belly in, draw your heart forward, and then you twist. And let your nose come underneath your thumb. Strong, grounded feet, big, buoyant heart. Take another breath in. Exhale, touch down. Inhale to three-leg down dog. Lift it up, go back. Option to open your hip. You control your ankle a couple times if you need it. Then downward facing dog. Soften your knees, rock forward. Come all the way through. Lower down. Swim your arms forward. Touch your palms together. Forehead can drop down between, and then drape your thumbs to the base of your neck. Army crawl your elbows forward until the sides of your armpits stretch. Breathe wide, breathe laterally into your ribs so they expand out to the sides. On your next inhale, lengthen your arms. On your exhale, squeeze the heels of your hands next to your small ribs. Hug your shoulder blades down. Start to peel up to cobra. This time, activate your legs. Lift to upward facing dog. So lungs move through the frame of your arms. Scrub the heels of your hands back. Gaze comes up from length. So if you want to look up, but you notice that you're collapsing down here, just gaze forward. Otherwise, it comes from feet, hips forward, lungs up, heart up, neck long, brain up. And then from the pit of your belly, you lift. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Let's open up, send that out. Feet, hips with distance, spike your heels on inhale, squat your knees low. We're gonna come into that squatty side plank position. Peel your right lung, right arm up. Then you can tuck your heels and ankles close enough together that you can widen your knees. This top leg foot is really pushing down so that I can lift up, reach up, and then cradle the back of your head. Draw your elbow up, so you're exposing your armpit up to the ceiling, and then twist, elbow to elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Reach it up, elbow to elbow. Reach it up, unwind, and then spin. Right hand down, butt goes up, left leg long. Open up your head. Press into the ground, draw the ribs in so this upper body is supported. I'm not hanging, I'm not falling, I'm not tipping to one side. This gives me the ability to lift and open. Good. You've got it. And then lengthen your left leg behind you. A little buoyancy, a little softness in your knees. So you can push yourself through the back of the heart domes. And then step left foot forward. Whew. Yeah. Right knee comes down. And lead with the back of the heart, almost like a little zombie. And then pull your chest through. Reach the arms up. Right. So when you kind of peel up that way, we're letting our growth happen from the roots to the building to the expression. And then hand can circle onto wrist, lift right side body, arc over. Or again, if you notice that you're kind of, I'm gonna collapse down. That happens to me too. The block is our friend. You just place that block right underneath your left hand. That way, instead of kind of dumping, you can lift both sides of your waist, move up and over. Feels much more spacious this way. Good. Inhale, rise up, arms frame your ears, shift your hips back, our Hanuman half splits. Bring both sets of fingertips to the inside of your left foot. Hop your left foot forward, flex your toes to your face. The very next inhale, let the tailbone anchor back towards the heel, but wave the chest forward. So it's not actually falling to the heel, it's just a direction that it's going. And from that anchor of your pelvis back, you can pull your chest forward and then bow a little deeper. Good. Yeah. Tuck the back toes and hinge forward. Low lunge. Elevate your right knee off the earth by squeezing your right leg muscles as if you could put on a sock from your heel all the way up to your groin. Feel that hip lift. Ground your right hand. Heart moves forward and the twist happens from your belly. So we twist where there are ribs. If your hips need to sway to move with you, just notice why. Why is that happening? Do we need to strengthen somewhere? Is this too tight for you? Do you need to actually take more space or put a block underneath your hand? That can be an excellent solution if we feel tippy in the feet. That's telling us something might not be working elsewhere in the pose. So let your feet anchor. Draw your chest forward, and then if you notice, oh, I need more space, you can add that block. If you're feeling good right here, let the back of your neck lengthen, and then turn your nose under your thumb. One more breath in, hand comes down, lift up and back, 3-leg down dog, left leg high, option to open the hip, and then touch down, downward facing dog. Soft knees to push forward. Back of the heart lifts, ears lift. Lower all the way to your belly. Your pelvis can touch down first. You can immediately loop your shoulder heads back. Put the heels of your hands next to your baby ribs. Activate your legs, and from the ground on up, lift into this really big, full, beautiful up dog. Let's hold up dog. So often we use this as a transition. We don't stay here for very long. Find all the strength in this pose right here. One more, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in through your nose, good. Yogi, all the way to the top, you're full, and then spill the breath out. And step the feet together from the inseam, lift your right heel up and high. Then exhale, knee to nose, hollow your chest, step through. Left hand goes down, circle your right arm up, inhale. Exhale, fold to the top of your mat, big step of your left foot in. Drape your body over your thighs, ragdoll variation. Grab for opposite elbows and let your arm bones get heavy so you can feel the sides of your shoulders now. Stretch the sides of your shoulders. Stretch. And then touch the fingertips down. Inhale, sweep all the way up, feet can stay wide. Exhale, hands to your heart, soften your knees, fold back down. 2 more times like that. Inhale, reach up. Unpeel, unwind, reach up. Exhale, soften all the way down. Last time, reach up, peel up. Everything's tall, and then go cactus arm back bend. I like to soften my knees a little bit. Drag your elbows down like a lat pull. Lift your heart up. Good. Then that little springiness. Inhale, straighten the legs. Let that lift the heart, reach the arms up, and soften the knees, fold. Halfway lift, glide your hands to your outer shin bones. Lift your heart through and up off your thighs. Exhale, high plank, mid plank, upward dog. Lungs move through, downward dog. Lift from your hips. Good. And then left heel lifted high from the inseam. Hands to feet to your long. Exhale, knee to nose. Find that little push from a soft knee. Then straighten your back leg and step your front foot through. Anchor your right hand. Peel your left lung and left fingertips up. Easy twist. Feel long from hand to hand. Then exhale, forward fold, touchdown. Step your right foot to meet your left. Right away this time, halfway lift, relieve some tension in your hip. Exhale, fold, and circle your hands behind you. So if this feels really tight here, you can put a towel or a washcloth between your hands, yeah? Otherwise, interlace your fingers, loop your shoulder heads back, and lift your knuckles up off your seat. Bend into your left knee a lot, so your left body might even touch your left leg a little bit, and then push your right leg long, any amount, so your knee can still be slightly bent, and turn your right lung open to the right. Let your head be soft. Press your knuckles away from the back of your heart. Take another breath in. Exhale, soften your right knee, transition other side. Right side body and your thigh stay really close together. Head can be heavy, and then push your left big toe down and your knuckles away from your seat. Oof, big expansion. Keep breathing, yogis. One more, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Big sweep, heart goes up, arms go up, then right away, cactus arm back bend, draw your elbows low. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Hands to outer shins, halfway lift, chest off thighs, long spine. High plank to mid plank, lower. Up dog, lungs pull through. Straighten your arms, lift your heart, lift your brain. Downward facing dog from your guts, hips go high. Press your heels low or pedal. And then inhale your right leg high to sky. Exhale, knee to nose all the way through to a lunge. Inhale to your easy twist, right fingertips come up. And then exhale, touch down, and then push off the ground with your right leg. Lift your left heel high. Lift your left heel high. Standing splits. Drag your brain down to the ground. Trust that it will not fall off your body. Bend your lifted knee. And then start to peel your right fingertips up the right seam of your leg. Maybe it stops at your hip or sacrum, or you can loop back, grab onto your left heel. Stay strong in your grounded leg. Drop your head. And this might be plenty. Or you can find a little opening and lift your left knee towards the ceiling. Good. Take a breath in. Then exhale, release your right fingertips and curtsy. Your left knee is going to touch the skin of your right calf, and then squeeze your right thigh down. Wing your arms back like a little superwoman cape. Right thigh is going to sandbag down into the left. That's your anchor. So then you can sweep the floor, rise up, torso up, and then circle onto left wrist, side bend, big left side body stretch. Inhale to single leg mountain pose. Push off, lift your left knee. Good, flex and flare your toes. And then draw your palms together overhead and just drape your thumbs down to the base of your skull. And soften into your right knee. So you're gonna come into a little, almost single leg squat position. Reach your arms up, a little surfer move. Open up, warrior two. Yeah. Send your arms out, gaze over your front palm. As you press down and trust your feet, feel your spine lift up, your heart open up, and then gaze comes over your front middle finger. Now, flip your palm, scoop the air a little bit, scoop it like you're sending it back. Hand cradles the brain again, let the head go heavy into your hand. Continue to spiral this front knee towards your front pinky toe and lift up through right ribs. You notice you're just dumping into the left. Send your hip points a little farther forward, or sides of hips rather, and then lift through the ribs. Yeah, one more breath in. Exhale to side angle, tip back over, forearm anchors on your thigh. And take your top arm down across your chest, and then bicep near your ear. So from the back leg all the way through your spine to your fingers, you're really long. Good. Then gaze down at your front foot. You can step your right hand down on the block or on the yoga mat. Lift the left leg up off the yoga mat and flex these lifted toes back to your nose. Once you trust your right leg and your left leg holding itself, you can start to play with your weight in the bottom hand, or you can lift your top arm. And if you can find a little element of float or a little hang time, you can always soften your right knee if you need to. You can bend the top knee, grab onto your foot. Neither hand can float, hand can touch, or hand can be on a block. With this back hand and foot, kick a little bit to open up through the hip flexor, the chest, find a little element of challenge. Good. We're going to step down to warrior two, land light, and then transition all the way back to skandasana. Flip into your left hip. Strengthen your right leg long. And if your heel pops up like this, but there's no pain in your knee, you're fine. Yeah? If there's a lot of pain in your knee, then come up more like this. Both feet planted, hands on the ground. But if you're down here, your heel lifts a little bit because maybe your ankle doesn't flex this much, or you have a shorter tendon back here, that's fine. As long as this knee is saying, we're good, yeah? Hands come to heart, so that's drawing in at the pelvic floor. Lift up through the belly, find that wave, and then hands can come to the heart. Another mental thing that might stimulate some muscle response for it is think like you're a catcher in baseball, right? So where would you catch the baseball? Right here. It immediately is going to turn on that chain of muscle that'll lift. Good. And now tuck your shoulder blade into the knee pit, plant your hand. From that ground, you can expose big and open. Good. And today we're just going to take this as the expansion. This is it. Even if you're going to bind in your practice, you're welcome to it. Or just stay here and feel, what is it like to be totally open? Yeah, it feels pretty good. Take another breath in. Exhale, hand down. Crawl, crawl, crawl to the top of your mat. 3-leg down dog. Lift up and back. Lift up and back. And now with this left hand, spin your left fingertips out just a little. That gives you space. Open up your right hip. Land. Wild thing. Push. Use your feet like feet. Push the ground away. Top arm extends long. Hips come up. Soften the knees. You can flip back over. Downward facing dog. Let's take all of that on the other side. From the inseam, lift your left heel high, send it big, spacious up. And then exhale, knee to nose, a little bend in that back knee can help you push off. Step all the way through. Back leg stays long. Reach your left arm up from the anchor of your right, draw your chest through, then turn your nose under your thumb. Big breath in, touch down, Step up into half splits. Drawbridge your right heel up and up and up and up and up as you push your left foot down. Dangle your brain down to the ground. Loosen your jaw. Then you start to migrate your left hand up the left seam of your body, and maybe you stay right here. Maybe you bend your knee, right? So there's lots of exit ramps. You can take the one that works best for you. Perhaps there's a hand-to-foot connection. This is plenty right here. If you have a little extra mobility today in your hips, you can lift your right knee high. Good. And soften the grip. Left fingertips return to earth, both knees bend, and then curtsy. Tap your right knee behind the flesh of your calf. Let your toe land. Wing your arms back, so you're really grounding down. And then sweep the ground, lift your spine up high. Circle onto your right forearm, side bend, bend, bend. Anchor into left leg, push off the ground. Single leg mountain pose, a little whoopsie for your balance. Good, and then just hands to heart. Hands to heart. Into that little single leg squat experience, bend into your left knee, lift your chest through, inhale, and then surf open, warrior two. Land down through the edges of the feet, draw up through the arches, enough that you could really pick up your toes and root through the toe mounds, hug your inner thighs together, and then from there the spine can grow tall, you can float your arms out. Now flip your front palm like you're gathering air and energy that can move to the back of the room. Notice if you're collapsing in the bottom waist, keep that long as well by gliding your hips forward and lifting up in the rib. Take a breath in, exhale, hand down. Sweep your back arm over your ear. Send your tailbone towards your back heel. It may even feel good to take these back toes and kind of spiral them in a little bit more, so a little more internal rotation of the back leg, just a little bit until you find it solid, and then pull that bottom waist. And the top arm goes down across your chest, over your ear, and then you can step up into half moon, flex your lifted toes to your face. And really a lot of the mobility you need isn't so much in this top hip, it's in the bottom one. So if you notice that your hip is catching, the solution is to give it a little release by bending your knee, turn both hip points open, and then grow. This anchored leg is just like it's still standing on the floor. Push the foot back, draw your spine long, open your chest, and then you can start to flirt with the weight in your bottom hand. Once it's there, you can bend your knee, reach back, grab your foot, trust your grounded leg, really tighten those muscles to the bone, and then open through. Shoulder blades move into the back of the heart. Soften the knees. We land, you can always touch the ground, it's fine. And then a transition to skanda. And I'm going to turn around so I can see your beautiful face. Yeah. So if the heel comes up, that's fine. That's fine. As long as the knee is staying hand, okay. Yeah. And then from the heel all the way to the groin, snuggle the shoulder into the knee pit. Anchor your hand and then grow, 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 grow. Palm to palm, you're big, you're spacious, you're hugging the world. Yes, right here, right now. One more time. Exhale, hands down, surf the earth. Come to your low lunge, lift up and back, 3-leg down dog. Open your hip, turn your fingertips out a little bit, and then land. Once you land, you can push your legs long, lift your hips, move your heart through the frame of your shoulders, and stay active in this top hand. Good. Knees soften to give you that little spring. Lift your hips. Flip back over. Downward facing dog. Two more breaths. Push forward to your plank pose. Back of the skull lifts in line with the back of the heart. Slow lower to your belly. Pelvis can touch down first. Loop the shoulder heads back. And then rest. And bend your knees. Swim your hands back. Catch your feet. Anchor your shoulder blades back to open your chest forward. Kick into your hands for floor bow. If you want to lift your knees, you can reach through your feet, engage the back line a little bit. If you want more chest opening, more big heartedness, you can always keep your thighs down. I like to lift my knees a little bit, but that's just personal preference. Take another breath in. Exhale, release. And then just wash a little swish, swish of your heels side to side. And take your hands next to your body under your shoulders. Push up to tabletop. Swing your legs out in front of you. And anchor your leg bones down. Flex your toes to your face. Take a sweep like you're brushing something off your feet. Lift up and then spill forward. Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana, if you notice that your hands are elevated, you're not sure where to touch, just let them ground wherever they fall. If you notice that your back is rounding a lot, then bend your knees a little bit and move your chest through and then fold. Use the spinal wave to come on back up. Inhale, inhale. Scoot your booty forward, lower all the way down and exhale. Good. And then we're just going to take a little gentle side-to-side movement before our Shavasana. So stamp your feet hips width. Rock your knees to the right. Rock your knees to the left. Again to the right. Again to the left. Yes, that's good stuff. If you have time to stay in Shavasana, please do that. Extend your arms and legs out long. Let your shoulder blades get more comfortable underneath your body. Turn your palms up and you just rest. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you have 20 minutes for Shavasana, by all means take it. Be flat on the ground with your heart open. Feeling all that warmth right in your chest. If on the other hand you need to move on with your day, just draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Give yourself a little hug. Roll to your right side. Then use your left hand, push the ground away so your neck doesn't have to take any load. Come up to this easy pose. Move your heart up. Return to that feeling of a soft mouth, a lifted crown. And then send your arms wide and out and big, so your wingspan is just expansive and huge, and wrap all the way around yourself like you're giving yourself this big old squeeze. And then inhale your arms out big and wide, and then other arm on top, huge squeeze. And then sweep your arms up overhead.
palms touch, thumbs to your chest, eyes closed. We take this practice to ready ourselves for our greatest good, to put our biggest impact, our most heart-centered, compassionate, take on the world hugs right on out into our daily lives. So please take this feeling of openness, not just loosey-goosey openness, but strong, on fire, compassionate openness out into the world, into your day. We need more of that and more of you. Yes. Thumb knuckles right on up to your mind's eye. We bow forward to signal the end of our practice, to salute ourselves. Namaste, yogis. Really great work. Remember, you can practice everywhere, and I hope you do. Please tune in every Tuesday. I send out information right to your inbox so you can do practice at home. Most of the time it's a yoga practice, sometimes it's a meditation. So thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next time.